In the heart of the Iberian Peninsula lies the most populous city in Spain. In 1561, Philip II moved the Spanish royal court from Toledo to this town, setting the stage for its ever-growing prominence. Now the second largest city in the European Union, this haven for art lovers, history buffs, and food enthusiasts is ready to become your next favorite JayWay travel destination.
Welcome to Madrid. In this video, we'll be counting down the top things to do while visiting the Spanish capital. So, without further ado, let's get right to it. Visit one of Madrid's many galleries and admire the abundance of art that is in this city.
Madrid is home to some of the world's most remarkable art collections, making it one of the top destinations for art lovers in Europe. Even better, many of the city's major art galleries and institutions are conveniently located within walking distance from one another. Welcome to Paseo del Arte, Madrid's Art Walk. This UNESCO-protected area is home to three of the city's most prominent institutions, with the crown jewel being the iconic Prado Museum. The Spanish National Art Museum's collection is rooted in the former Spanish royal collection. The royals were not only passionate collectors, but also influential patrons of legendary artists like Tiziano, Velázquez, and Goya, whose works are most prominently featured in the museum. First opened to the public in 1819, the Prado Museum houses an extraordinary array of European art spanning the 12th to early 20th centuries, including masterpieces by Francisco Goya, Hieronymus Bosch, El Greco, and more. Just a 10-minute walk down the street is another must-visit institution, the Queen Sofia National Museum Art Center. This museum focuses on 20th century art with a strong emphasis on Spanish artists. The most famous painting on display is undoubtedly Pablo Picasso's 1937 anti-war masterpiece, Guernica. The museum also showcases numerous other works by Picasso, alongside pieces by other iconic Spanish artists like Salvador Dalí. The final gem in Madrid's so-called Golden Triangle of art is the Thyssen-Bornemisza Museum, which beautifully complements the collections of the other two institutions. Visitors can take advantage of a single combined ticket, offering access to all three museums at a reasonable price, a perfect way to experience this cultural treasure trove. Together with other galleries and cultural institutions, these landmarks form the UNESCO-protected landscape of arts and sciences. This area also includes the expansive El Retiro Park, spanning 350 acres of lush gardens, historic monuments, and an artificial lake. It's a delightful spot for a leisurely stroll, a picnic, a serene boat ride, or even a visit to an exhibition in one of its unique spaces. It is said that every Madrileño has access to a green area within a 15-minute walk. So it's no surprise that El Retiro isn't the only green space within the landscape of arts and sciences. It's time to
take a stroll around the Royal Botanical Garden.
The lush and fascinating Royal Botanical Gardens have been around for over 250 years. This living museum features an impressive collection of more than 5,500 plant species from around the globe, organized into 7 outdoor sections and 5 greenhouses. Whether you're looking to deepen your knowledge of trees and plants or simply need a peaceful retreat after exploring the Prado Museum, the Botanical Gardens are an absolute must-see for any first-time visitor to Madrid. Before moving on from green spaces, we must mention the stunning Parque del Oeste, a sprawling park offering marvelous views and one particularly unique landmark: a genuine ancient Nubian temple. But what is an ancient temple doing in Spain, you might wonder? When Egypt began construction on the Aswan High Dam on the Nile, many Nubian monuments were at risk of flooding. In response, UNESCO launched what has been called the greatest archaeological rescue operation in history. Thanks to this international effort, numerous ancient treasures were relocated and preserved. The Temple of Debod, one of these rescued monuments, was gifted to Spain by Egypt in gratitude for its support. Be sure to visit this incredible site during your stroll through the park, and don't miss the chance to take in the breathtaking views from one of the park's viewpoints. The evening vistas of the Almudena Cathedral and the Royal Palace are particularly unforgettable. The Grand Royal Palace is the official residence of the Spanish royal family, though it is now primarily used for state ceremonies. Built on the site of the former Royal Alcázar of Madrid, this Baroque masterpiece impresses visitors with its sheer size, grandeur, and exquisitely decorated interiors. Step inside to marvel at the magnificent grand staircase, awe-inspiring frescoes, and the opulent collection of art and treasures on display. It's a feast for the eyes and a must-see on any trip to Madrid. After your visit, just across the square is the unmissable Almudena Cathedral. Although relatively new, construction began in 1883 and wasn't completed until 1993, it was thoughtfully designed to harmonize with the surrounding regal architecture. Step inside to admire its strikingly modern neo-Gothic interior, which offers a fresh and unique take on traditional cathedral design. Just a 10-minute walk from here, you'll find the Plaza Mayor, one of Madrid's most iconic squares. While its current look, with its distinctive 237 balconies, dates back to a remodeling in 1790, this plaza has served as the main market and a central gathering place for Old Madrid since the 15th century. Today, it's the perfect spot to enjoy a drink or snack, people watch, or shop in the charming stores lining the arcades. Another significant square and one of the busiest spots in Madrid is Puerta del Sol. Although it's now pedestrianized, this lively square remains a key starting point for Spain's radial network of roads. It's also home to several iconic landmarks, including the statue of the bear and the strawberry tree, which symbolize Madrid, as well as the famous and quirky Tío Pepe advertising sign. The central building of the square is the photogenic Royal House of the Post Office. Its clock is familiar to every Spaniard, as they traditionally eat a grape for each of its televised chimes at midnight on New Year's Eve. One last major square worth mentioning is Plaza de España. At its center stands an elaborate monument honoring Miguel de Cervantes, one of Spain's most celebrated novelists. The monument is adorned with figures from his stories, including the iconic bronze statues of Don Quixote and Sancho Panza. Another grandiose building from earlier in the century is the Cibeles Palace, now home to the City Council of Madrid. It opened in 1919 and served as a post office and a telecommunications hub for many years. For a better view of this architectural gem, head to the rooftop of the Círculo de Bellas Artes building. Because it's time to
enjoy the views of Madrid with a drink.
Círculo de Bellas Artes isn't just a building, it's an entire cultural institution with one of the most vibrant cultural programs in Madrid. Think exhibitions, a cinema, a theater, a library, and, of course, the previously mentioned panoramic rooftop. At the top of this unique early 1920s building, you'll find a stylish bar where visitors can sip a refreshing drink while taking in breathtaking views, not only of Cibeles Palace, but also of the early 20th century revival architecture of nearby Gran Via. A glass of vermouth with stunning vistas? It's hard to imagine a better way to enjoy a Madrid evening. But maybe you prefer your vermouth paired with Spain's finest culinary delights. If so, head back down to street level and discover some of Madrid's fantastic markets. Just behind Plaza Mayor lies the Mercado de San Miguel, a historic covered market housed in its original cast iron structure from the early 20th century. First opened in 1916 as a traditional food market, it has since evolved into a true gastronomic temple of Madrid. With over 20 stalls, many featuring creations from internationally renowned chefs, the market offers a commitment to top-quality tapas and culinary delights. While it can get quite crowded, a visit is well worth a stop. For a slightly calmer experience, head to Mercado Anton Martín. This covered hall is divided into two distinct sections, a gastronomy market and a traditional market. In the gastronomy section, you'll find mouth-watering dishes from a variety of international cuisines, making it an ideal spot for a lunch break. Meanwhile, the traditional market invites you to fill your shopping basket with local delicacies. However, navigating its colorful stalls can be a bit overwhelming without some guidance. Don't worry, we've got the perfect solution for you.
Enjoy a cooking class.
Visit Madrid with JayWay Travel and take part in a cooking class near the Anton Martin Market. Not only will you learn how to prepare some of Spain's most iconic dishes, but you'll also enjoy a guided shopping experience at the market, ordering seafood and navigating the stalls like a true local. Cooking classes are one of our guests' favorite activities, and for good reason. There's no better way to connect with the cuisine than through hands-on learning with a local expert. Sip on a refreshing sangria as you master the art of gazpacho, Spain's famous cold tomato soup, and dive into the world of paella. Originating in Valencia but beloved across Spain, the saffron-infused rice dish is one of the country's most iconic recipes. And trust us, it's even more delicious when you've made it yourself. But a cooking class isn't the only food-focused experience we recommend for JayWay guests in Madrid. You've likely heard of tapas, the irresistible Spanish appetizers and snacks. The best way to enjoy them? Join a guided tapas tour. Skip the hassle of researching dishes and venues and let an expert guide lead you to the very best tapas Madrid has to offer, all while sharing the fascinating history of the city and its cuisine. Enjoy exclusive access to some of Madrid's top spots, sample a variety of Spanish delicacies, immerse yourself in local dining traditions, and, of course, savor incredible Spanish wine and cava all evening long. This is a must-try experience for anyone visiting Madrid. Speak with our representatives to plan your custom Spanish adventure with JayWay Travel. More details at the end of this video. But whether or not you decide to join a tapas tour, its final destination deserves a place on your Madrid bucket list anyway. Because it's time to
Enjoy delicious churros with chocolate.
tucked away in a charming passageway near Puerta del Sol, the San Ginés chocolate shop has been serving visitors its famous chocolate con churros since 1894. This iconic establishment retains its late 19th century charm and has become a beloved staple of the city. Sink your teeth into perfectly fried, crispy churros dipped into rich, velvety, dark chocolate. It's an unforgettable treat and will surely become one of your fondest sensory memories from Madrid. Don't miss the chance to experience this quintessential Madrid delight for yourself. Before we wrap up, we can't forget to highlight another fantastic feature of Madrid. It's the perfect base for countless exciting day trips. When you travel with JayWay, we ensure you make the most of your time and highly recommend taking at least one day to explore the surrounding area. Because within a short distance from Madrid,
You can walk along the walls of medieval Ávila or visit the ancient and stunning city of Toledo.
visit Ávila, the town of stones and saints, walk on its colossal medieval city walls, admire the views and perspective of this UNESCO-protected town, and then peek at the stunning interior of the Ávila Cathedral. Then continue to Segovia, where the Grand Roman Aqueduct stands as a timeless testament to ancient engineering. Explore the impressive Alcázar, once a royal palace for the Castilian monarchs, and discover its lavishly decorated interiors. Finally, be mesmerized by the Segovia Cathedral, a magnificent example of the late Gothic architectural brilliance. Or venture to Toledo, another medieval city where three cultures once coexisted in harmony. As a major cultural center of the past and a former royal court, Toledo brims with architectural splendor and an enchanting old-world atmosphere. Marvel at the majestic Toledo Cathedral and explore the imposing fortifications of Alcázar, now home to a library and offering spectacular views of the city. After soaking in the rich history, head into the countryside to enjoy the fresh air and savor some of the finest wines the region has to offer. As you can see, Madrid has more than enough to keep you captivated for several days, but it's even better when paired with nearby destinations. Make a stop in stunning Barcelona, where you can take in the sea breeze and explore its extraordinary modernist architecture. Simply check out our video about Barcelona for even more inspiration. Alternatively, combine your visit with a trip to Portugal and explore beautiful cities like Lisbon or Porto, both of which we also feature in our informative videos.
Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you're considering visiting Spain, Don't forget that there's no better way to do it than on a tour that's completely tailored, custom to your specific needs. Go to JayWayTravel.com and start planning your perfect Spanish vacation today. That will be all from me, and I'll be looking forward to seeing you next time.